Use this alignment rod for a bit of feedback and also for a drill. Again, if you're not brave enough to hit balls with it, certainly do it for practice swings. This is a great way of feeling that you're not getting trapped and not getting space. Now, quite often players that get trapped, it happens because of too much right side bend and too much opening of the body too early in the downswing. Let's look at that. So as I get to the top of my backswing here, if I open my body excessively, my arms can't catch up and I end up getting back here and my elbow gets trapped behind my body and behind my hip there. And that makes it very difficult to square the club up unless I throw my hands at it. What we're looking really to do is get in sync. Tiger Woods had this problem in his early career, and what they did to help get him in sync, this is from the words of Claude and Butch Harmon, personally, that they basically got his arm swing shorter and wider. So when it came down, it was actually more in this position. So as he opened up, it could match up better. That was part of the philosophy they used to get Tiger in sync, as it were. And that is a very good way. If your arm swing is too long in the backswing, there's a good chance you'll be out of sync on the way down. What we're looking for is ideally from the top of the backswing is the feeling of your left shoulder moving down and forward. That makes your arms move out in front of you. You can still have it, the shaft at a shallow angle, and then turn through the golf ball. I'm trying to feel, for the guys that feel stuck, that you do that and the hips kind of go in tandem with it, as opposed to too much lateral movement or too much aggressive rotation. We're trying to feel that the left shoulder goes down and forward, and you'll see here the space I create between the shaft and the rod. We still want the body to open up for sure, but what I'm trying to do is get the body to be more aggressive in its rotation or its opening up fractionally later in the downswing. And the shoulder, instead of going into that forward bend move, as we talked about earlier, or right side bend, we're trying to avoid that move. So for the slicers of this world, they definitely probably want to feel more of this right side bend. But for the guys who tend to feel trapped, we want to feel the left shoulder moves more this way. So it's absolutely fine to have different feels and philosophies to suit the issues that you get in your golf swing. So you could talk to a player and he says, I'm thinking about my left shoulder moving forward and down. The other guy might say, I'm thinking about my right shoulder going back and down. Well, they're both actually right depending on what the fault is and what you're trying to fix. So in an ideal world, the shoulders would go down and back this way. If they go too much, you're going to definitely feel trapped and too much from the inside. Again, if we don't get enough of this kind of forward movement with the shoulder, we're going to end up staying then in heavy shots, thin shots, and block shots. So we need to make sure that we do the right amount of whatever we're doing. So what I'd encourage you to do is make some practice swings. Make sure the arm swing's not too long. Feel the left shoulder go forward down, but try and get the shaft still on the what I call a shallow pitch. And then turn through the golf ball. And if you do that, you'll never hit this stick. So I get you to hit some soft shots initially doing that. Again, I've only hit that one kind of 50% power. Felt lovely, felt spacey, felt easy to get club on ball. And then you might build up the full power with this in if you're feeling brave. If you're not, just do it with practice swings and do it with short swings or short power swings. Let's build it up to a fuller one if we can. This will test me. Poor contact, that one, but definitely felt it had the same moves and feels with my arms and body than the previous one. Essentially, the other feel you can do is the old punch down drill, which would be split grip, punch the arms down, try and feel the body's a little bit more static, just give it a little bit of hip turn, but definitely feel that this elbow gets in front of the rib cage more to stop you getting this look. So when you extend and right side bend, that's really a kind of death move. Albeit more so a good player death move, it's still a death move. Some slices of the golf ball might get in that position later on as they try and compensate to stop coming to the top, but it's really more so than a compensatory move. So you have it, the reasons why you get stuck, the fixes to stop you getting stuck, some nice drills to do which are quite hardcore, which you can do with or without a golf ball to give you a different feeling and give you that spacey feel on the downswing. A lot of good golfers suffer this. Rory McIlroy suffers with this kind of move a little bit. He works on some of the drills we've talked about today. As I said, Tiger suffered with this in his early career, more so than his later career. he's still got a career, hopefully. But it's definitely a way of giving you those feels, to give you that sensation of the arms and body being more matched up. And matched up is a very kind of sexy word we use to describe just the timing of what goes on.